What's up, YouTube? Dan the Man. I'm going to show you today how to polish the bolt on an AK variant. They normally come black unless you buy one of the fancy ones. In this case, we're going to be polishing a Romanian RPK. So you'll need one Romanian RPK or AK variant. We're going to take that bolt out. You know how to do it, fellas. Right. There it is. So I'll adjust the camera in a second. Our idea is to all of this black. I've already done a little bit of, you can see where I've polished a little of that already, just for the that touches. Anything that touches will be polished, but that's going to be silver. We'll also do some of the actual bolt. This, I guess you'd call the bolt carrier or the piston, AK variant. So I'll adjust the camera. A couple of things you'll need: Dremel, polishing bit, this stuff. That's the stuff, man. Some of those so you can see what you're doing. So, got your Dremel, your polishing. You're going to need some 2000 grit wet dry sandpaper. That's the main thing. Some rags, small shallow container for water so you can wet sand. But I'll adjust the camera, we'll get started, see how it works. Alright, so we're going to start by hand. Take some 2000 grit. I like to fold it into a small workable piece like this and start sanding. You can already see the bluing start to come off already. It doesn't take too long, it takes a little bit of work. And what I'll do is get some of it off, and then I'm going to start polishing, and I'll take the rest off. But this smooths it out. When you get it roughed down a little bit, take some of your water. Shallow container. Get some water on it, and that'll really start to take it off. Once you get it down to where a lot of that's off, you can start using the Dremel, and that'll take the rest off. But the hard part is getting all of these little edges in here. The water helps to get it going. Alright guys, so I cut away for probably around 5 minutes, not very long, but I just want to show you. This was black, and it's not clean yet, but you see already, just with the 2000, you can see most of the black, which is the bluing, is gone. Now you might say, you know, they're coated with that Russian or Romanian bluing for a reason, and that's true. But I like the look, and this cycle's even smoother. And I'm going to end up sealing this, and I'll talk about that later. But I seal the steel once I've polished it and bake it so that it's going to still, you know, it's going to stay shiny, a little smoother, and I like the action. When you clear the stuff off of here, inside of the rails, these are where the rails ride, clean all of that and polish it. All of these in here where the bolt moves, the difference in action is it changes the whole gun. A lot of what people talk smack about with the Romanians is the quality of the build, but in my opinion, I've done a few of these, you're improving the quality of the build by smoothing this action out. And the variances aren't very tight to begin with. You're not really taking anything off really, and that's why I do this by hand. Some guys will just take the Dremel and grind it off. I don't do that because I don't want to take anything away but the bluing, and that's what I'm doing here. Alright, so 15 minutes or so. already. You can see most of the really comes off easy with water, and I don't use anything but 2000 because you know you're not going to scratch it up. So now we're going to start some polishing. So we put a little bit of the Mother's mag polish on there, put a little bit on our buffing wheel, and we're going to get started with buffing. On low, start on low, don't get in your eyes, don't take too much off. This stuff is excellent. Even a monkey could do this. It's really easy, because I know my son could probably do it. Right, Kella? It turns kind of black when you're polishing it. What you'll find is, if you then wipe it off, look at that already. See that already? Doesn't take long. This is really, the only part you're going to see is this right here and this. So this I'll polish to a mirror. The rest I'll polish just the way it is. This you'll see when the bolt is closed. Show real quick. This is the smoothest part too, so show you here. You can't tell till you take a rag and wipe it down. And then already, look at that. Doesn't take a lot, right, Kel? Already. This will be maybe 20 minutes. And there's the other side not polished. See all the lines in it? Here's the side I've just started polishing on right in there. And look at that. It's going to smooth it out. I'll end up polishing the bolt. I'll polish a lot of it. And then right now, it's got that normal AK stick right when it's coming forward. And this catches on the hammer a little bit, and it won't jam, but it's got that where you can make it stick. This will make it so when you get it all polished, it won't stick at all anymore. It'll go smooth right through. I just did one that I finished and it's like glass, so we'll do a little more and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Alright, so what, 10, maybe 15 minutes, and that's what you got. Not done yet. I just most of it, no more than 15 minutes. Now, I'm not as concerned about the piston portion of it. You can tell it's finished in a more rough fashion. It's not made to be polished, and I'm not worried about it that much. I'm going to seal it, but the part that rides inside of the receiver and the bolt rides in is this. You can see I polished these rails, okay, and I polished here. Polish this. This makes contact with the hammer, which recocks the. Later I'll do a little bit in here, smooth this out, but I'm not going to actually polish it. It's going to clean that out, smooth out the edges. You can see I got in here, took a credit card with some sandpaper. So I put some 2000 on here in those rails and do one of these with your sandpaper to clean those grooves out with 2000 grit. And that polishes those out, and you'll feel the difference in these Romanians, because they aren't made like some of the Russian or even the Mac 90s. They aren't as clean, but you can make them so they are. To me, I don't feel much difference in the accuracy. I don't see it, but just this is about a half an hour worth of work. If you use the 2000 grit, wet sand, take the finish off, maybe 15 minutes, and then with a Dremel on low with Mother's mag polish, hit it with the buffing, and now I'm going to cut away one more time, and I'm going to hit it with the dry buffing wheel. I'm going to just take one of the buffing wheels, the Dremel buffing wheel, and without anything on it, I'm going to go over this, and it's going to actually finish it. I might give it another polishing later, and it'll get it's pretty close to, I mean, it's a Romanian, but that's pretty clean. You know, I don't know how much shinier you need it. I'm not looking for mirror. I'm just looking for smooth, and I'll seal that steel. But if you ask me, that's pretty nice. To compare it, I mean, this is the old color. That bolt I haven't done yet. That's what the color this was. Was the color of that. So you can see the black and unfinished, and you can see the difference in all of that, especially the parts that touch in contact. So I'll cut away one more time, hit it one more time with the dry buffing wheel, and we'll take a look, and then we'll end it. Be right back. Okay, so now I'll hit it with this dry wheel. Watch out, there's all kinds of crap that flies off of them. Just one time really lightly, and this kind of finishes it. It buffs it out, takes the rest of the polish off. Doesn't take a lot. Just maybe one or two easy, no pressure really. No pressure on the pass. Just, you're going to leave some hairs behind, but I want to show you. This really smooths it out. Take a lot. Alright. Grab yourself a semi-clean rag. One more time. And that brings it up to a pretty nice. I mean, nice shine. So now you've got a polished bolt carrier group. See how easy it is? If you do most of it by hand and really lightly with the Dremel on low, it doesn't take a lot of time. I like the look of it better. It just looks more refined. And I know I like the feel of it, because when I get everything polished, including the bolt and everything, I'll polish all these lugs that make contact, all the sliding lugs, and the feel of it, once I seal it, the movement of it, it's much smoother. So just take one more look. That's you can do it. You don't need to pay a gunsmith for this stuff. That now I'm in it maybe 45 minutes. If you don't have 45 minutes to spare, then you take it to a gunsmith, and for about 150 bucks he'll do it for you. Bring it to me. Shit, I'll do it. Cut away for a minute and we'll finish. So the bolt goes back in like that. Ooh, that already sounds better. Recoil spring. It's a little harder to see, but you don't have to take the scope off with this. It's kind of nice. Slide that in. That's done. Dust cover. Done. And let's hear it. Oh, that is nice. So already smoother. You see the look of that, which I really like. That chrome look. We haven't shot this yet. We'll do the wood. I'll start the wood tomorrow. Get this sucker like glass. It's already. Try to stick it. You can still stick it a little, so I got some work to do, but it's not. Yeah, it's definitely not much. So let's see how that looks. You safety freaks, unloaded. So that's how you polish a bolt on an AK variant. That's nice. That Militech is starting to soak in. So take the time, do it yourself. I'll have this thing working like glass. Dan the Man. Hope you liked the video.